thank you for joining me for some trauma-sensitive yoga today. We are going to use a chair today, so we'll use a chair and then we're going to do some stuff on the floor too, some relaxing on the floor. And I've got the whole gang here today. So go ahead and grab as many pillows and blankets as you want. Grab your chair, whatever chair feels comfortable for you. You can grab your mat. You can grab some blocks if that helps you, and you can grab a strap if that's helpful for you too. So I wanted to explain a little bit about trauma-sensitive yoga, and trauma-sensitive yoga is very different than traditional yoga because we do the movements very slowly, and we also do movements that are safe. They feel safe, that can be done by almost everyone, and the movements that we do for trauma-sensitive yoga, the positioning, the moving, very gentle, very slow, very deliberate and intentional, but at the same time allowing yourself to move a different way if your body's going to move a different way that day. And many times, if you are a survivor of any kind of trauma, you can get triggered, and you can watch yesterday's video on triggers and how to recognize your triggers and then how to process through them. But trauma-sensitive yoga, or our movement, may be triggering, and that is very normal. A lot of tension, anxiety, muscle memory, mental memory, a lot of stuff, there's body memory. A lot of stuff is held into our muscles and into our bodies. So when we move, and move very slowly and deliberately or intentionally, sometimes some things can get woken up. And if this happens to you, know that you're very normal, and take a breath. If you need to stop, then please stop. And then you can rejoin, or you can go do some breathing, that sort of thing. So when you're ready, finding a safe space around you and finding a comfortable chair, or a chair that's going to work for you for the practice today. And just starting to ground into the floor using that chair. You can sit on the front of the chair, you can sit on the middle of the chair, or you can sit towards the back, leaning back against it. It's wherever it feels most comfortable, safest, most secure for you. So beginning with our feet, kind of wiggling our toes, grasping them on the floor, kind of wiggling that, and beginning to wake up that body, or beginning to kind of bring our body and mind together. So as we're doing this, maybe lifting our heels and now lifting our toes. So we'll rock those feet, lift those toes and lift those heels, lift the toes and lift the heels, lift the toes and lift those heels. Good. If it feels comfortable for you, maybe coming towards the front of the chair. And if you'd like, you can put your elbows onto your thighs, or you can put your hands onto your thighs. Take our shoulders back, and we're going to inhale deeply. Now you can inhale through your nose, your mouth, whatever feels best, whatever works best for you. So let's inhale it deeply, and exhale it out. And inhale, and exhale. Now let's rock those feet again. So we'll lift our heels and then our toes. So rocking that back and forth, kind of putting that movement together. And now let's breathe. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And when you're ready, feel free to maybe drop your chin to your chest, and as we are doing this, kind of imagining that your arms, hands are very heavy, so that the weight of your shoulders is very heavy, so that you're making space between your shoulders and your ears, just with your imagination and the weight of of the arms. Dropping that chin, so now we're allowing some lengthening for the back of that neck. As you're doing this, recognize or become aware of where you may be feeling this at. Are you feeling it in the base of your skull? Are you feeling it in the back of your neck? Are you feeling it in your shoulders? Possibly feeling it in your low back, possibly those arms. Recognizing, becoming aware of where you are feeling this at, but not panicking, just awareness. Let's lift our heads up and then taking our eyes to the sky and not quite lifting our head up too much, but again, let's have those arms very heavy. Our eyes to the sky, get a nice stretch in the front of that neck. Inhale it deeply here. And exhale it. Good. When you're ready, maybe bring that head back to center. Let's drop one ear towards one shoulder. As you're doing this, possibly thinking about that left side, that left arm, left shoulder, left neck. Maybe recognize what's going on the left side of your body here as we're taking that right ear towards that right shoulder. And if you're feeling that tightness, that tension or headache, it's very normal, especially for what we're going, all of us, what we're all going through right now. When you're ready, bringing your head back to center, let's drop our other ear over to shoulder. And now doing the same thing on this side, possibly recognizing if there's any tension or tightness, or where are you feeling this at? Is it a completely different thing than this other side? Allowing that right arm to become heavy. So we are all going through a trauma right now. We are all processing through a trauma. And then adding in, bring your neck back to center, adding in previous trauma that kind of escalates things. So if you've been wondering why you're feeling so run down, or why you're feeling so tight or anxious or like on edge, very, very normal for what we are going through, for what you have been through. So trauma tends to, I use the example of our memories are like kept in a beautiful filing cabinet, and they're labeled, and it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and we can think about those beautiful memories. Our trauma memories, they're in the like jacked up folder. They're in the filing cabinet that got like thrown out in the trash and you went and picked it up, and it's just the jacked up filing cabinet. All those trauma memories are in that cabinet, and then they've all got like, I don't know, gum on them. They're scattered all over the place. There's no alphabetical order. There's no order to them at all. So what happens is when we have a particular trauma happen, then what our other traumas tend to stick, that because everything's so messed up, everything sticks and it just comes right up. So instead of our beautiful memories, you picking up the perfect one, looking at it, our current trauma that we're going through is actually attracting old trauma, old memories, old feelings, all of that stuff. So that's kind of what is going on in your mind and in your body, if that makes sense. So when you're ready, possibly maybe rocking it a little bit from side to side. And then if you can, placing your hands on your thighs, and we're going to go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're going to round our spine. So this would be like a cat and cow that we do on the floor. So rounding that spine, chin to chest, and then we're going to flatten that spine and actually arch that and taking our eyes to the sky. So rounding this, and then arching, eyes to the sky, and rounding this, and arching, eyes to the sky, very gently and slowly, and rounding, and let's do a nice arch, and then bringing it back to neutral. And then when you're ready, possibly taking that left hand and placing it onto your right thigh. Maybe reaching that right arm back around for the back of your chair. You can either grab the bottom part or the top part, or if that's too much to go all the way around, feel free to grab onto the side of the chair. So we'll do a little bit of a spinal twist here. As we're doing this, plant those feet into the floor and make that left foot your anchor. So left leg, left foot anchored into the floor, and a gentle twist. Let's take our heads, look back towards our shoulder, maybe to the back of the room. Recognize, become aware of where you are feeling this twist at. Maybe low back, maybe upper back, maybe belly, maybe all over your body. Maybe adding some breath here. So today's practice, we're kind of just doing a free breathing, so breathing whenever it feels best for you. We'll do some more controlled breathing when we get down onto the floor. And then when you're ready, bringing this back to center. And when you've found your space, let's take our right hand, place it onto the left thigh, and gently either taking the left hand to the side of the chair, to the low back of the chair, to the upper back of the chair, wherever your body's going to let you go today, and gently and slowly allowing yourself to twist. And I find that it's in these twisting movements that a lot of memories can come up, or a lot of feelings that all of a sudden you may be angry or you may want to cry. So if you're having those questionable feelings or thoughts or memories come up, then maybe bring yourself back to center and give yourself a moment, maybe a moment of rocking from side to side, or a moment of rocking from front to back. But once we're back to center, now we have our feet planted into the floor. If it's available to you, taking both of our hands behind us and either grabbing at the bottom, or you can grab a little bit higher, or you can grab the side of the chair. So from here, we're going to do that arching that we just did, that cat and cow. We're going to take those arms and we're going to go ahead and round our spine here. We've got our arms behind us. Now we're going to open up our chest and our shoulders. So opening this up, our hands are holding on to the back of the chair. Our chest is opening to the sky. And this can be kind of a scary posture just because our chest is opening. But you're safe. You're in a safe place. You're doing a safe movement. And let's go ahead and round our spine, take our chin to chest. And one more time, go ahead and be brave if you're feeling like it, and open that. Eyes are to the sky. And gently, gently release that. Good, we're going to take our legs a little bit wider if it's comfortable for you, if it works for you. And we're going to do a seated forward fold. So, if you'd like, go ahead and plant those feet and you can fold right here. And this is perfect because we're getting a nice flat back. But as you're here, recognize, where are you feeling this at? This is stretching so many areas of the body. Maybe feeling it in the back, maybe all the way up and down the back, maybe in the neck, maybe in the glutes, in the hamstrings, in the calves, maybe the fronts of the shins, maybe those arms. But finding that, recognizing maybe in those lats. And then from here, maybe doing a little bit of a twist. So taking that right elbow and then right hand onto that left thigh, and maybe doing a slight twist here if you want to go even further, or a little bit further. Maybe taking your hand onto your waist or onto your rib cage and getting a twist here. Maybe breathing deeply, inhaling and exhaling. And then let's go ahead and bring this back to center. Let's take it to the other side. So when you're ready, placing that elbow, left hand onto that right thigh, And let's go ahead and twist to this other side. Breathing it deeply here. And again, that hand can be on your waist, your rib cage. And then gently bringing this back to center. Maybe rolling it up, and we'll give the hip flexors right here a little bit of a break. You may have been feeling it in your hip flexors as well. Maybe lifting one leg up and then possibly releasing that down. Lifting the other leg up and releasing that down. And again, lift that up. And as we're lifting this leg, as we're holding this up, maybe allowing your leg to straighten just a bit. And then bring this in and lower this down. Let's take it to the other side. Lifting this up gently. And again, if you'd like, maybe taking that leg a little bit longer. And then bringing that in and then releasing that down. When you're ready, possibly hinging back into that seated form right here. If you would like, I'm going to go into a full forward fold. So your full forward fold, if it's available to you, you can take yourself all the way down. You can allow your chest to rest onto those thighs. If you feel okay, and if you'd like more of a stretch in your hip flexors and your outer thighs, you can take your legs apart and you can take yourself forward and allow your belly and torso to be between those legs, allowing that head to fall. But again, if this is a very triggering movement, which it can be, it's very normal, feel free to keep those legs like this and doing that forward fold. Maybe those eyes looking at the legs of the chair or maybe your own legs. Now, we've got our head lower than our heart here, and this is called an inversion. And this is very good for, it's kind of like a reset. So if you're ever having a very difficult day, that's why people are like, put your head between your legs. We're taking that head lower than that heart. We're kind of resetting the body. This is especially good for headaches. I know it's the very opposite thing that you want to do. And then very slowly, let's bring ourselves back up. We'll open up our hips a little bit more. Like I was saying earlier, we tend to hold a lot of tension in our hips. A lot of people think it's in the upper back or the lower back, and it is, because that's where we feel it the most. But these hip flexors and our IT band, such strong tendons that we don't realize how much we hold in there until we stretch them or until we injure them. So kind of finding ourselves back to our comfortable seated form. If it's available to you, our first modification is to go ahead and take our right leg out and then drop that heel towards the floor. So I've got my heel on the floor and I've got my foot flexed. Let's go ahead and take that left leg, and we're going to take our left ankle and place it right there, right onto our right shin. So right here, again, if this is available to you, you can be leaning back if you need to, holding this, and maybe kind of hinging. Now if you like, you can leave it here, or if you've got further flexibility going on, you can bend your leg, bringing that other leg up and hinging forward here. So you're either with that straight leg or you've got this bent leg. And kind of imagining with every breath, you're breathing in, and then as you exhale, you're going further. Inhale deep, and as we exhale, going even further. Inhale deep, and as we exhale, even further. And inhale, and as we exhale, maybe possibly further, and maybe holding. And as you are holding here, boom, recognize, where are you feeling this at? The lights were flashing right there in my outer glute, outer hip. Maybe inner thigh a little bit. So where were you feeling it at? Recognizing it, not panicking, just awareness. And then gently, let's bring this back up. Let's go ahead and release this left leg. Let's take our left, actually we'll release it. Let's go ahead and give a little bit of a wake up. Now let's go ahead and take our left leg and straighten that out, flexing through our foot, heel is on the floor. And we can take our right ankle and place it onto that left shin. And you can be hinging forward here. This may be enough right here, sitting straight up. Again, if you're having issues, you can lean back. Feel free to put pillows behind you. Now you may leave it here, or if you'd like to if your flexibility will allow you to go there, maybe bending at that knee and bringing that right ankle up onto that left thigh. And as we do that, recognizing the difference between the left leg and the right leg. Are you feeling it different on this side? Are you feeling it more? Are you feeling it less? Are you feeling it in a different area? So kind of hinging this forward and maybe breathing it in, lifting that up, and then exhale, go a little bit further, inhaling it up, and exhale it a little bit further, inhale up, and exhale a little bit further, inhale it up, and exhale it a little bit further. We'll do this one more time. Inhale it up, and exhale, and kind of hinge into this. Keep our shoulders away from our ears if it's going to work for you. And now recognize where you're feeling this at. So for me, I'm feeling it way more in the front part of my leg than on this side. We did the other side. So I'm feeling this much more in my hip flexor rather than in my glutes, my hamstring. And then let's gently bring this up, and you can release that leg down, planting our feet. We're going to do some breathing, so you can use your arms to whatever length you would like to. If you have mobility issues, feel free to, you don't have to use your arms at all, or feel free to use your arms halfway. I'm going to do halfway arms today. So we're going to inhale and lift this up, and then exhale, pressing this down. Inhale, lift this up, and exhale, press down. Inhale, lift this up, and exhale, press down. As we're doing this breathing and lifting and movement, allow your body and your mind to become quiet. And again, if there's any triggering going on, feel free to take a break. Feel free to do some breathing, and then you can rejoin when you're ready, or you may be done for the day. We're going to take it out to the side. We're going to inhale, lift, and exhale, press down. Inhale and lift, and exhale, press down. And inhale and lift, and exhale, press down. And inhale and lift, and exhale, press down. And maybe if it's available, maybe taking our hands, placing them on our shoulders, and doing some circles here with those elbows. As we're circling with those elbows, it's actually naturally taking that shoulder with it, and maybe taking our circles the other way. And gently letting that go. Maybe rocking it a little bit from side to side. You can plant your feet, maybe taking them a little bit wider. We'll go ahead and take ourselves over to one side. If you want to take your hand onto the side of the chair or down onto the leg of the chair. Maybe allowing yourself a little bit of a twist here. And then bring this center. And then taking it to the other side, a little bit of a twist. And bring this back to center. Rolling those shoulders. Maybe taking shrug up, and then release this down. We'll do this 2 more times. Shrugging up, and release that down. And 1 more time, shrugging that up, and release that down. We're going to go ahead and bring ourselves up and then bring ourselves down onto the floor. So you can move your chair out of the way, and you can surround yourself with all of your pillows and your blankets. So finding yourself on the floor and grabbing all of your blankets, maybe grabbing your mat, grabbing your dog. He's done. He's chill. Maybe rocking it a little bit from side to side and feeling sitting however feels comfortable for you. So if you need to sit up against a wall, feel free to do that. If you need to sit with your legs out in front of you, feel free to do that. You can have your legs crossed. If you'd like to sit on some pillows, if you've got very tight hip flexors, and when you're seated, your knees are like way up in the air, go ahead and sit on a pillow or sit on your blocks and watch how gravity allows your legs to fall towards the floor because you've made that space. So finding that, and maybe rocking it a little bit from side to side, rocking it from front to back. We'll do a little bit more twisting on the floor here, and we'll do some breathing with our twisting. So when you're ready, possibly sitting up tall, thinking about the crown of our head lifting towards the sky, and imagining the spine, one vertebrae on top of the other, and looking over towards the right, taking that left hand, placing it onto that right thigh, and we'll do another spinal twist just like we did in our chair. This time maybe take your eyes back and look a little bit further. So just with your eyes, you don't have to move your neck back, just looking with your eyes. As we're here, inhale it deeply, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and as we exhale, twisting back to center, bringing that back, taking it to the other side, maybe taking our chin over the shoulder, taking our right hand, placing it onto the left thigh, maybe taking that left hand around, twisting our eyes, looking back a little bit further, inhaling it deeply, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and as we exhale, bring this back to center, possibly dropping the chin to chest one more time, and lift our head up center, eyes to the sky, and dropping that again, and lifting that head up center, eyes to the sky, and then back to center. We'll do some square breathing, so that means we're going to inhale for 4, we're going to hold for 4, we're going to exhale for 4, and we're going to hold for 4. You can use your arms here, or you don't have to. I think I'll use my arms for some, and then for a few I won't. I'm going to start not using my arms. So when you're ready, inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1, hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. As you've let that go, sit in that stillness. Sit in that space where your body feels light and your brain feels quiet. Inhale it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale it for 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And find that space. relaxing your face and your jaw. We'll do that square breathing again. Inhale it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale it for 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And find that stillness. And one more time, I'll use my arms this time. Inhaling it for 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale it for 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And find that stillness. And slowly and gently you can begin to bring yourself into a form on the floor that feels comfortable for you. So it may be lying down in the fetal position, it may be lying down in child's form. I'll go ahead and I'm going to get into child's form. I'm going to sit back onto my heels. Now, if there's space between your glutes and your heels and it feels uncomfortable, feel free to put a pillow here, sitting on that. And then I'm going to arrange in front of me, and arrange these pillows so that they're very tall. And then I'm going to kind of take my knees apart so they are wider than the little pillow thing I just made for myself. And I'm going to allow myself to hinge forward and sink into this. So it's very much like what we were doing when we were seated and our legs were apart and we were hinging forward with our head lower than our heart. It's kind of the same thing. And if it feels uncomfortable, use whatever you need to use to make it feel comfortable. Or move and finding a different space. Maybe lying on your back. But after that breathing and after that movement, allowing your body to soak it in. We had some new neural pathways paved today. So we're allowing those to root and take hold. Making some new positive memories. If you're lying like I am, go ahead and switch your head to the other side. Or if you're laying in the fetal position on one side, go ahead and switch over to the other side. Or if you're laying on your back, continue to lay on your back and allow yourself to sink. If you're in a spot where you are very comfortable and you haven't been comfortable like this in a long time, stay there. Stay there. Allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to quiet. I'm going to take myself up. If you'd like, again, if you're in your comfortable space and you're in relaxation and you want to stay there, then stay there. Thank you for joining me. Otherwise, go ahead and take those hands. You can take them together into prayer and then gently taking fingers to the forehead. As As we leave today, let us think thoughts of truth, thoughts of love, thoughts that are kind, and thoughts that are pure, thoughts that encourage and uplift and do not discourage or tear down. Taking our fingers to the lips. As we leave today and speak with others, let us speak words of truth and words of love. Words that encourage and uplift and do not discourage or tear down. Taking hands to heart. As we leave today, let our lives be a light of truth and a light of love, having hearts of compassion and mercy, knowing that we have not been given a spirit of fear, but the spirit of love and a sound and peaceful mind. Inhaling it deeply and exhaling it. And thank you for joining me today. It's been an honor to do this with you. Be blessed, and we'll see you next time.